grateful. I'll be at church tomorrow. See, y'all, this my doctor said, she told me I shouldn't come here now. She told me I should rest today and rest tomorrow. But I told God, if I can just get in the house. Hey, Lord. So when I tell you, you got to press through it, I'm not saying it just because look, I was upstairs just now like, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen. But as I walked down and got to his place, got to his presence, all my strength started coming. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I said on the way in town, I was listening to Anthony Brown's song, The Name of Jesus. At the name of Jesus, something happens.
Yes.
At the name of Jesus, something happens. At the name of Jesus, something happens. And you just call on the name of Jesus, something happens. And too many times we call too many times. We just got to call on the name of Jesus to make something happen.
Yes.
He's your provider.
Say it.
He's your peace.
Say it.
And for me, he's my healer.
Yeah.
So whatever, you just gotta call on the name. I don't get in depth with all of the names because I'm not gonna call him Yahweh. I'm not gonna call him El Shaddai. I'm just gonna call him Jesus.
Yeah.
Because all the other names are great, they're good to have, but when you call him the name of Jesus,
Yeah.
hallelujah, hallelujah,
Lord.
hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
Stay on your feet. We're gonna go into prayer. We're gonna get right through this. I don't know how much longer I got. Duty calls again, but God is going to get the glory out of this. My wife knows it comes up, it comes out. I don't have a whole lot of filters. It is what it is. You know, I don't get all crazy about it. But Father God, we first come saying thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord, for bringing us here to convene to your house one more time, dear Lord. Now, since we're here, dear God, we might as well give you the honor, glory, and praise which is due, Father God. We might as well come in here and have a little fun in your name, dear God. We might as well learn something, dear God, so it can help us get along the way. So, Lord, we just want to say thank you. I don't have much more to say. I don't have anything to ask for. I just want to say thank you, God. Thank you for all that you've done, dear God, all that you're doing. And my God, I'm thanking you for what's getting ready to happen, dear God. And right now, dear God, you're ready to shower your people with the word, dear God.
Yes.
A word afresh, dear God, a word anew, dear God. And we just thank you, God, for the midweek fuel, dear God. Because that means if we're filling up, that means we were depleted of something, dear God. So now I ask you to come in and give us what it is that we need, dear God, to keep pushing forward. And we do this all in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Remain standing. I got a verse, and I'm going to go back and help us to understand this verse. I know usually on Wednesday you got spoiled. I sit you down and I know how to get up throughout the service. But go to Joshua 18. This came from Pastor Nan. She said, that God put that in my spirit. I was like, good, because he can put it in mine. I have been over Joshua. But when she said, well, Tiny, what is it about? And I said, Mother, that's the, if I recall correctly, that would be the allocating of the land. I just started that. And I wasn't really sure. And I went back and read. And I'm like, okay, I remember it correctly. So Joshua 18, verses 1 through 3. Joshua 18, verses 1 through 3. We come from the NIV version. And the Bible reads as such. The whole assembly of the Israelites gathered at Shiloh and set up the tent to a meeting there. The country was brought under their control, but there were still 7 Israelite tribes who had not yet received their inheritance. So Joshua said to the Israelites, how long will you wait before you begin to take possession of the land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you? Father God, just ask you to just meditate to this word, dear God. Come spring thee forth, dear God, so we can help us get through this, dear God. Help us to grow in where some places where we're lost. We give you, God, by your name, all the honor, glory, and praise. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. Receive it in the house of the Lord. This was a cool thing. I really didn't know where God was going to go with this. But as always, he always has a great way of giving me things, and I just roll with it. So today's Bible study will be, it's time to possess what God promised you. It's time to possess what God's promised you. And 18 is just the 7 tribes that didn't get it. And this is funny because as we learn how to do the Word of God, and we walk through the Word of God, we realize God gives us all promises. He all gives us all promises. And then the problem is, the reason why we don't receive the promises that God has given to us is because we don't take it. We're always in the business of for somebody to give us something that God has already told us we can have. So we think we have a sense of entitlement where it just should be handed to us rather us going and get what God said he was going to give us. In this day and age, I need for us, the people of God, mostly the people of God, to understand that God has blessings for us all. But what are you going to do in order to get what God has promised? Will you continue to just sit back and wait because God prayed on it? Because again, I've been telling y'all for the last couple of weeks, faith without works is dead. Yeah. So I can believe this thing is going to happen, but I don't do anything in order to make it happen, then I'm just stuck. Because we get so caught up on what God says and not doing what God said do. So that's what we got to get out of. We got to get out of that place where we're continuing to hear God's voice, tell us to do something, but not proceeding forward and getting it. And God gave them direction in Joshua 1. So Joshua 18 all starts from Joshua 1. So if you go with Joshua 1, I'm going to come through this a little bit and see if I can help somebody possess what God has for them. Amen. I'm going to help you to get this. And we're gonna get through here. I said I was thinking rather quickly, but God said you'll be all right. So I'm gonna trust him. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses ate. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then, you and all the people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I'm about to give them. Get to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot as I promised Moses. So here we go. Joshua has now got the call from God. Look, I promised this to Moses. Now it's your time. And then I like the way God does this because he says, Moses is gone. You're his aide. You're his right-hand man. You got to continue on with this. You have to continue on with this. And look, I'm going to give you everything I promised Moses. You just have to go with it. Then he tells him, he says, I'm going to give you everything that you put your foot on. So people of God, everything that you touch with your feet, God has given it to you. But here's what he had to help him with. He had to help him understand. Your territory will extend from the desert of Lebanon and from the great river of Euphrates, the Hittite country, to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with you. So guess what? He said, no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life, but he didn't say you couldn't stop yourself. That's where we get caught up at, because nobody can stop the children of God but the children of God. So many times God promises you something, tell you he got you, and everybody is, the crazy thing is, even if people are on your side, you find a way to say, no, I shouldn't do it. No, I shouldn't get it. No, I shouldn't have it. So God is now giving him the words, the insight, the understanding that, look, I'm ready to give you everything I said. What we got to understand is Moses wasn't able to accomplish this. Moses wasn't. Why? Not because Moses wasn't a great leader. Not because Moses wasn't a good man. Moses did the one thing that stopped him from walking into the promised land is what we do from walking in the house. He doubted. The number one thing that stops us from getting the blessings, getting the promises, getting the things that God said we can have is we doubt. That's the one thing that we, especially the people of God, have to stop doing, and that's doubting what God tells us to do. If God gives you permission to do something, know that it will come to pass. You just have to stay the course. Yeah. He doubted. So he was able to build up a team of people. He was able to keep them alive in the wilderness. He just couldn't cross into the land. And the reason why we're unable to cross into the land, because we don't believe we deserve it. We don't believe we deserve it. That's the problem with us a lot of times. God, Moses knows he had some issues. Moses knows he killed a man. Moses knows all these things. So his thought process has now been, all right, it's there, but I'm not sure I should be able to do it. So the problem most of the time isn't that God don't want you to have it, you just don't think you should have it. So he comes on and he says, all his life, as I was Moses, I'll be with you. I will never leave you or forsake you. Then he gives him the first time here in verse number 6, he says, be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Say it one more time, be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give to them. So of course I went and looked it up, strong and courageous, and I I know what strong means, but I like the way this definition said. It says able to withstand great force or pressure. Great force or pressure. So the great force of the enemy is going to come. The pressure of yourself and other people to keep you from getting it is going to come. But God said, I need you to be strong. Because whatever comes up against you, you have to understand that the force that you have to have has to be strong enough to stop it from keeping you from what God has for you. So we don't get that a lot of times. We don't know how to truly be strong and who and whose we are. And because we're not strong enough, so when things come, we get the withering because we're not built up enough. And it says be courageous. And of course, I went and looked that up. It says not deterred by danger or pain. But then it says a synonym for it is fearless. Danger or pain. Because guess what? In this walk of life where you're trying to obtain what God has for you, you're going to have to go through some dangerous moments. There's going to be some times you have to walk through the fire because guess what? The only way to get to the other side is to take your time and walk through the furnace. And if you're not willing to walk through the furnace to get to the goal that God has for you, you can't say yourself worthy. So you have to understand that you have to be strong and courageous because, and then the other thing we create is fearless. We do everything with a bit of, I'm not sure, trepidation, uncertainty. God said you got to be fearless. When you're going after what I have for you, you don't have time to have fear inside your heart. You don't have time to have these things holding you back. It's either you with me or against me. You can't be lukewarm. You can't be lukewarm. I gave an analogy a couple weeks ago. People don't like warm coffee. They like iced coffee or hot coffee. There's no warm coffee. If you give somebody warm coffee, they spit it out and pour it out. So what is God doing to you if you lukewarm? And he goes on, he says, be strong and courageous because you will lead these people. So again, he's giving this to Joshua first. He's giving it to the leader first, so he gave it to me first. So I'm telling you, people of God, this is the season where you need to walk into what it is God has called you to do. Leaders don't stand up in front of you and say things just because. So it's something that somebody in here wants, needs, and trying to get, and you have to be strong, courageous, because if you don't, be the two of them, you won't get what God has for you. Ask me how I know, because you think it's easy to start a church from nothing. From nothing. Literally nothing. I laughed at my wife. I said, you know, it's weird that God called me to do this, because again, I'm transparent. I'm real. I'm doing this off of what God gave, what God said, what God ordained. Because truth be told, I preached more sermons here in Overcomers than I preached in my whole life.
Hey,
People think I've been preaching a long time. I haven't. Honestly. But everywhere I walk, everywhere I go, people think I've been doing it a long time because that's just the oil God has on me.
Amen. Amen.
But the truth of the matter is, I am obeyed. There are people that don't even understand inside of a pulpit for as long as I've been preaching. You'll get that later. So sometimes God is going to bless you beyond your belief, even if you're not qualified to do it. Just being honest. This is my story. Because I sit back a lot of times and say, God, why would you let me do this? I know people have been preaching for years. And not only can't start a church, can't get nobody to come to one. But God said, no, I need you to be strong and courageous because you got to lead a new set of people that have things that they need to accomplish, and they're going to learn how to accomplish them by watching you.
Hey, God.
So again, it puts pressure on me, but I'm going to be strong and courageous, so I'm going to be all right. Puts a lot of pressure because, again, I told my little brother the other day, I said, I had no gimmicks. And I don't know if people really want real. They really want something to make them feel good for the moment, but I don't have that. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sustain through the pressures of it because if I don't have a gimmick to give to people, are they going to keep coming back?
Hey.
Gotta be strong. That's a strong force of fighting against people, prophesying, and all the other nonsense. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
When you can walk up to somebody and say, sister, in 2 months you're going to be rich. And you don't know this lady. But people want to hear anything. So he said, Tyrone, you have to be strong and courageous because they're going to learn a lot from watching you build from nothing and learn that you just put your trust in me.
Hey, God.
And if you can put your trust in him, all other things will come to pass.
Right.
And he goes on after he says that he does this. He says, be careful to obey the law my servant Moses gave to you. These are the instructions he's starting to give to him. Now we're in verse number 7. Be strong and very courageous. So he said, be strong and very fearless. He added something to the courageous part because he knows what's coming to pass. So he says, be very courageous. So I like the word fearless, so I'm going to say be very fearless. And he says, be careful to obey the law that Moses set, not to turn from it from the right or the left, that you may be successful whatever you do. So again, okay, here's the promise. You're going to accomplish these things, but you better obey.
Yeah.
Tyrone, the church is going to grow. Tyrone, the church is going to be fine, but you better obey. People of God, the things that God wants you to have is there for you to get. But you can't decide on a Tuesday because you don't feel like it, you're going to act up and do what you want to do. That's not a part of the deal. Obeying the word, not going from the left or to the right. Went right first, sorry. But the comment is the same. You can't go we on each side. You got to stay straight, keep your eyes on him. Because if you can do this, obey his word, it's there for you to get. But if I obey his word, that means there's an accountability factor that I have to have. And guess what? One of the accountability things is that I got to be fearless. And how can I be fearless if I don't do what? Obey his word. Because if the word is not in me, as soon as something goes wrong, I'm now fearful. And that's the reason why we fall off, is because we cool being fearless, but we don't gird ourselves up with the word. So now we're fearful the minute something goes off kilter on what we expected it to be, and now it's not exactly what we thought, so now we don't know. That's why Moses had to stay in the wilderness. Because he gave the instructions. He gave the word. He gave the commandments. But he sent the spies out, and he listened to the one who doubted. And it goes on and says, then you'll be very successful wherever you go. Keep this book of law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night. Let me say it one more time. Meditate on it day and night. Yeah. One more time for your holy mind. Meditate on it day and night. The word of God, people of God, has to be in you day and night. You should wake up with it. You should go to bed with it. And if I'm waking up with it, I'm going to bed with it, it's going to do what? Stay on my lips. Because the only thing you'll talk about is what you put yourself into. People that like to gossip, they're always in gossip. People that like trouble are always in trouble. People who love God, they're always in God.
Yeah.
So if I'm meditating on his word all the time, and I'm always looking at him, some things just don't bother me because I'm trusting in him.
Amen.
And how can I trust in him if I'm not willing to meditate on his word day and night? Only when it's time for me to... That's a good one. We got to, people of God, learn that his word will hold true. We just don't know it well enough. We're not just in it enough. Told Brother Mike, I said, look, man, I'm going to be honest. Been a lot going on. I really haven't been in my word. And I'm honest. You read, get a word. I got to get a word on Sunday, got to get one on Wednesday. So I'm reading. But it wasn't enough. So I'm catching the blues the rest of the week. Because Wednesday morning, Saturday night, I'm in the word. I'm looking, I'm reading, I'm looking, and I'm listening. But the rest of the week, I'm maybe reading a little bit. Because you let the ways of the world get you off kilter. Yeah. And the world will do it. That's what the world's supposed to do. Right. Yeah. They're supposed to keep you off track. Yeah. The enemy don't want you submerged into your word, because if you submerge into your word, what does it do? It helps you to get through. Yeah. Then the little things that he brings to you, you don't pay any attention. Why? Because I'm in my word. The word says be strong and courageous. So what you're doing over there don't mean anything, because I'm strong and courageous. Right. That's right. So his words are on my lips, so I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That's right. But I don't notice if I'm not in my word. It's funny because we have the ability to listen to it now like we could never listen to it before.
Yeah.
We got phones. You don't have to carry a big Bible anymore. But our phones have become more popular for everything else. Everybody's on their phone all the time, great a crash, holding up traffic. But are they reading the Bible? Probably not. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. But how about you take that time and say, you know what, I'm going to give 5 minutes of this life, and I'm going to give 5 seconds to God. Let me read something real quick that's going to get me through because I'm ready to go to this business meeting. You're not doing that. It's too much like right. I'd rather be caught up in the nonsense of life. And then get mad when God doesn't give me what I asked for. Or, since we got to stay with the thing we're talking about, I'm not getting what he promised.
Yeah.
He promised it. It's just some things you have to do. Can you do what God said do to get what he said you can get? Instructions that come with it.
That's right.
Every vision is provision. There's things you have to do to get it.
Hey.
And most of us aren't strong enough or willing enough to do it. He goes on. Meditate on his birthday tonight, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. So again, he's letting them know, look, not only will you get it, you won't get the land, you'll be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Hold true to my word, be strong and courageous. Success and prosperity comes with that. It don't come with spinning around in 3 circles. Picking your heels together, there's no place like home. It says, meditate on my word, do what I've commanded, and success and prosperity comes with it.
Amen.
And then I always laugh because people always, like I said, they always want to bring the worldly people in. But guess what? Even if they don't believe in God, they got godly principles.
Yeah.
They work hard, they stay the course, and they know that if I stay on this path, I can achieve it. But because we believe in God, we think that's just enough. Live by the principles that God set forth and allow God to give you what he said you can have, but we don't want to live with a principle, we just want to live with a promise.
Yeah.
The promise is great, the principles are better. Because as I've been saying the last couple of weeks, all else fails. If you live with the principles, you know you got somewhere to go in heaven.
Amen.
Because this will fade away. This will be gone soon.
Yes, sir.
This will be gone soon. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. People ain't gonna come to church and talk about heaven and hell.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the mic to tell you it's gonna always be all right. Pop said, tell the story right.
Yeah.
And make sure it's in the book. If I got 10 people or 1,000, I'm good. Because I'm going to give you what was good for God's ears.
Amen.
What made sense in God's eyes. Because when I get to heaven, I don't want to say, get away from me, you broke up in there. Then he comes down. So then Joshua then orders his officers, people, to go through the camp, tell the people, get your provisions ready. Get your stuff in order. Put together what I need you to do. In 3 days, 3 days from now, you will cross over the Jordan River and go take possession of the land the Lord God, your God has given you. Get the instructions, look, go get yourself together, make sure everything's good. We cross over, we get what God promises. We get what God promises because now you just got to set forth and do it. Then it says, but to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the command that Moses, the servant of the Lord God, gave you. The Lord God will give you the rest by giving you this land. Your wives, your children, your livestock may stay in the land that Moses gave you east of the Jordan, but all the fighting men ready for battle must cross over ahead of the fellow Israelites. What does that mean? God's so good that he will send people to fight your battle before you get there. If you stay true to his word, God will say, you can have it, but what I want you to do, I want you to prepare yourself. I'm going to send the fight men ahead of you. I'm going to send the angels ahead of you so we can clear it out, make sure it's good, so when you get there, all you got to do is be in peace. But you got trust him. Gotta meditate on him. Gotta be ready. Because if you're not, then what? Again, we get caught up in the stuff, and the substance of it is God's word. Stand true to him. Hearing his voice. Following his leaders. People will follow the leaders of God as long as the leaders of God are leading to what they want. The moment you step to make them think outside of the box and do what thus says the Lord, they don't even want to deal with them. I don't want to go to this church. Well, why not? Because he talking about having hell down there. I ain't nobody worried about that. Now I got hell right here on earth. Well, if you think hell is Baltimore, you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
Said gnashing of the teeth. Heat. I don't know about y'all, but I don't do heat real well at all. The place ain't got to have heat, but if it don't have air conditioning, it's going to be a problem in here this summer. We'll be here 45 minutes. We'll get 2 songs of word and we going home. I am dead sure we'll make it to an hour if it's hot here. God know my heart. He know I'm telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help him. If it's hot here in the summer, I'm telling you the wife going to have a whole lot of rolling the eye moments at me because we're going to sing one song, I'm going to preach, and I'm sitting down. And if God had me going longer than an hour, me and him will have a talk. I ain't going to be able to do it. Just being honest, I don't like heat. So with that said, hell's not for me. Hot don't look good on me. Hot don't look good on me. I'm hot right now. So I'm just saying, I'm just going to tell a story right. I lost where I was at. You are okay. You are to help them until we're in 15, until the Lord gives them the rest as he had done for you, and until they have taken possession of the land your God has given them. After that, you may go back to occupy your own land, which Moses the servant, the Lord, gave you east of the Jordan towards Sinai. And then now we get to 16, and we're almost done. Then they answered Joshua, wherever you have commanded us, we will go. And wherever you send us, we will go. Just as we fully obeyed Moses, so we will obey you. And I found that interesting because people of God, in order to get what God has for you, when you have a leader that you believe in, you must obey what they say.
Amen.
And Moses, again, I just asked to what I said, he wasn't a bad leader. He got them out of Egypt. Now they was ticked off because they was like, bro, you got us out of there, but now we had nothing. But they knew his heart was good. They knew his intentions were well. So they kept obeying him. And it's not always easy to obey somebody that takes you out of something, but what they take you out of, they don't always look as good as you thought it would look. But those that were able to hold on were able to watch Joshua get girded up, watch Joshua be built up, and now they're like, okay, Josh, you ready, so we're going to follow you and obey you because we trusted Moses to get us out of Egypt, now we're going to trust you to get us to the promised land. So that's what you got to do. You have to obey your man of God. As long as you know he got good sense. But if you follow a man of God and don't have good sense, then you gotta listen, I tell you, every time I get a chance, check behind me. Whatever it is I say or do, you better check it. You'd be stupid not to. Because people will tell you anything just to get you to feel good about them. I can tell y'all all the time, it's not about me. I'd much rather be in that back corner over there. But here I go. Then it says, whoever rebels against your word and does not obey it, whatever you may command them, we will put to death. You got to be willing to go to war for your leader. God honors that. If you're not willing to go to war for the man that is preaching, teaching you, and guiding you here on earth, how you going to fight for God in heaven? You never seen him before. You've never seen him before. You don't, because truth be told, other than our faith and our hope, we don't know if he's there or not. But we're going to trust and believe that he is, and because we are, and he puts a man of God in front of you, and you say, this is my leader, you ready to go to war for him. That's why I love the Muslims. Just be honest. Better not talk about Farrakhan. Walk up to a Muslim and say something about Farrakhan, and you might get your face slapped. Farrakhan could be dead wrong, but you better not say he's wrong. Now talk about a Christian leader. Yeah, girl, because I heard he did this and he did that and he went there. But you go to church on Sunday, clap, spin around, cry, and spit. But you going to talk about this man? And then wonder why God ain't blessing you. I'm just saying. Give it a try. Give it a try. Go outside to a Muslim and say something about Farrakhan. I dare you. I dare you. Then pick any religion. T.D. Jakes. He's a big name. They'll say something about him. All that fancy clothes. Who do you think he is? But the people of Israel showed us that if you go against him, you're going against us. And what does that show? It shows unity.
Yeah.
And what does unity show? It shows a love for God. And the love for God shows that I'm going to do his will, and guess what? Now I deserve what he has to give to me.
Yeah.
Unification is a big deal to God. Obeying the leader is a big deal to God. Again, I can't obey who I see, love who I see. How can I obey and love who I've never seen?
Yeah.
That's in the book.
So again, so they wrote that in this person, and I'm using my biblical imagination, as Bishop said. This was an older person who told him this. I guarantee you it was an older person. Because they had enough sense to know, look here, son. Because he went to him. Joshua went to him. So I'm pretty sure he went to the old wise man. He said, look, this is what I'm ready to do. What you think? He said, go for it. And while you doing that, you leaving us, you don't have to worry, I got you. Anybody that come against you, because I know you're leading us to get what we're supposed to get from God, they're going to have a problem. So he says, then the person then says to Joshua, only be strong and courageous. That's amazing, because this wasn't Joshua telling him. This was him giving him a reminder of what God said.
Yeah.
We're going to possess this land. We're going to go get back what God has for us. But I need you to remember, Joshua, to be strong and courageous. Be willing to stand against the strong forces and be fearless.
Yeah.
Because you're ready to have a fight. You're ready to have a fight. And then how does this all tie into verse 18? Because everybody was allocated that land except for 7 tribes.
That's right.
Why did everybody go and take it with them 7 tribes? You know why? They didn't obey their leader. They weren't strong and courageous. They didn't meditate on his word day and night. So they sat back and thought, well, you know what? Maybe we just not supposed to have what God has for us. Now everybody else got theirs. 7 tribes decided they weren't ready. So Joshua goes, look, everybody else got theirs. What's your issue? Then he gives them instructions again, and they do it. But why should the man of God have to tell you twice to get what's yours? Because you weren't strong and fearless. But I thank God for Joshua.
Yeah.
Because Joshua was able to go to them and say, you know what? Here's what you got to do again. Because if you go down, I read 1 through 3, he said the same thing over again. Appoint 3 men of each tribe. So he just gave the same direction again. How many of us, God has given us what to do, and we don't do it? He tells us the same thing over again. Christians live in Groundhog Day. Same thing, over and over and over again. Why? Because we're not meditating on his word. We're not strong and courageous. So the moment things get shaky, we want to throw in the towel. We want to stop. We don't want to trust. We don't believe anymore. Or we go into the next best thing to tell us something that will make sense to us. And the leader didn't give them any different directions. Gather up your men, set forth your provisions, make sure everything is good, go get what's yours. God's not going to change it no matter where you run to, no matter where you get it from. The same directions will be given to you every time. So how long is it going to take you to snatch what God gave to you? How long is it going to take you to go and get the land that God promised you? How long? Because he gave them the provisions, and he gave them the vision in chapter 1. It's chapter 18. It's only 24 chapters in it. So he ain't had much longer for Joshua died and moves on. So they live, most of Joshua, they lived below their means. They lived below what God called them to have. So how many of us waited way too long to go after what God had? Now we only got this much time left to do what God told us to do a long time ago. Because guess what? God is going to do what he said he's going to do, and how long you're going to be able to live in what he said is up to you. Tell somebody that one day, I said, funny thing about God is people always say, when you have people pass away, they say, man, he got his life right with God, and man, he died. It was only 2 years. Well, had he got his life right at 35, and when he died at 55, he had 20 years to be in what God had him to do. But because he got his life right at 53, he had 2 years with God. That wasn't God's fault. So we get caught up and want to blame God for the amount of time that somebody had to live in his glory, but God had been telling him a long time ago, you just didn't know it. So how long will it take you to get what God has promised you and then be able to live in it? So I told God, so I said it, bro, I ain't going to be 40 years old trying to figure stuff out and thinking about where I'm going and how I'm going to get there. I'm just going to say yeah now, so at least if I get to 50, I can say I did live within what he said I'd have. So young people, I tell you this, you better get your life right now. Because it's a tough thing to figure out at 45 and your latter days may be behind you. Because as we're seeing, people aren't going to 80 and 90 years old. They're going younger and younger and younger. So, this is the word of the Lord. I need you guys to make sure moving forward that you can and you will get what God has for you.